Our political insiders, Tony May for the Democrats and Charlie Giroux for the Republicans. Guys, as always, thanks for being here.
On Talk on the Hill today, the IRS situation, the hearings, the Tea Party groups came forward, stated their case. Charlie, what'd you think?
Well, today's the chance for the American people to hear directly from their fellow citizens, and frankly, what they heard is chilling. Whenever folks are singled out because of their political beliefs, something is terribly wrong. And frankly, this administration story about, well, the IRS is too big and yada, 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 is insulting. I mean, this is the administration that would put the IRS with thousands of new agents in charge of this additional massive government intrusion called Obamacare. They're the ones that put those kinds of things in place. How can they now say the IRS is too big?
Tony, what do you say?
I think Charlie's just really enjoying himself. Rather than trying to find solutions to problems, he's just trying to find reasons to blame everything on Barack Obama.
Not hard to do these days.
The issue that we have to separate is, should there be tax-exempt status for political organizations or political-oriented organizations, or should there not? I do think that what we're into now, the video about the dance lessons,
which we do have. We can show it here in a second.
We were going to
Continue,
show it here so that we could talk about it.
Just don't ask Charlie and I to dance, and we can show it. That's all right.
All right, Jack,
we promise nothing. There
we are.
Here it is.
So tell us, okay, so they made this video. This was a teaching tool that the IRS, they made this video. And a lot of people are saying, well,
$50,000.
taxpayer dollars there.
Our tax dollars at work. Glad to see the American people get a full view of how our tax dollars are being spent. But in all seriousness, Tanya, I mean, the fact that the Internal Revenue Service is going to implement and oversee Obamacare ought to send a chill down the spine of every American right now. It's another reason why it ought to be repealed. But Tony may be onto something. If we took a look at the Internal Revenue Code, which is this massive and overly complex, 70,000-page volume that no American can figure out, and said, let's get rid of it. Let's either go with a fair tax, which is a national sales tax, which would eliminate the Internal Revenue Service altogether, or a flat tax, something that Steve Forbes and others, and some Democrats now are saying would be a good idea, and get rid of this incredibly massive, complex entity and set of code and regulations. We'd all be a lot better off for it.
Do you really see that discussion opening up, Tony?
It's very hard to imagine it happening in the current climate in Washington, but I agree with Charlie that we need to start moving forward on making government work better. I mean, we heard just a few moments ago the idea that government is too big. I don't know that government can be anything but big, just like most of our corporations, like Walmart, are multinational and huge. But if Walmart can manage well, or if ExxonMobil can manage well, government can be managed well, but we have to make a better stab at doing it. These kinds of training videos that we saw are the kind of things that go on in industry, private industry, all the time, but it doesn't make them right. They're just as stupid in private industry as they are at the IRS.
But if private industry does it, it's their money. It's their
well, we pay for
money.
it. We pay for it eventually.
Exactly. Yeah, I get you with that.
By choice.
So Tony, what should be done? What should be done to make this all better? Is there a way?
I mean, I think that Charlie and I and other concerned Americans should want to see the IRS be rationalized. Charlie says it's questionable to give a beleaguered agency more responsibilities while they're under siege. I think that's a good point. I think that there has to be an effort made, just like when Penn State got into trouble, there was new blood brought in. There are attempts to expend more money, but to aim at opening up the process. I mean, these are the kind of things that are called for when you need an intervention, which is what we need, obviously, with the IRS because of the kind of things that we're seeing being uncovered on a daily basis.
The thing that I don't get about the big government being in the way, Charlie, is that the head of the IRS met with the president 150 some odd times.
And can't
when
really
the one before that
remember what was said. And can't really remember what was said. I mean, look, when the facts finally come out.
It was the Easter egg roll.
He remembered the Easter egg hunt. Yes, he did. And now those words, by the way, will come back to haunt him, Tanya. But when the facts of this scandal finally come out, it is going to be, in my judgment, increasingly chilling. People are going to lose their jobs. They should. But then the question does become, what do we do about this? I think it does give an opportunity and opens up a wide national conversation about the role of the Internal Revenue Service and whether or not we can, in fact, get rid of this incredibly complex and multifaceted entity and set of rules and regulations. I believe we can. The time has come for either a flat tax or a fair tax, but in any event, getting rid of a monstrous situation we have now.
All right, and this will not be the last time we talk about this here on CBS 21 News at 5:30, where you can catch our political insiders every Tuesday. Thank you guys for being here.